How should a quantum network orchestrator balance abstraction, so hiding that quantum complexity, with transparency, so surfacing enough detail for debugging and optimization? Do you have a philosophy around that?
Yeah, also a great question. And it's ultimately going to depend in part on what level of abstraction you are actually working with on your network. So if the customer is bringing in purpose-built quantum networking appliances that provide a particular service layer abstraction, then that may be the layer at which the orchestrator is interacting with it. And how much you can see and deal with what's going on under the hood is going to be a choice that that vendor made in part about how they constructed that appliance. On the other hand, if you're looking at a situation like the EPB quantum network, where you really are dealing with these individual components bolted down to an optical table and controlling each one individually, then obviously you're going to have much more granular visibility and control of those devices. Ultimately, at the orchestration layer, we offer a number of different logging and feedback options. So the network operator can configure what log level they want the orchestrator to be running at, whether you want debug logging or just sort of standard info logging. Obviously, if you're running full debug logging, that's going to be a much more verbose log that you're going to need storage for and some kind of log ingestion and management solution. But we provide the option, for example, when a device is managed by netconf, that is actually sending a stream of XML text back and forth over the wire to control the device. And if you want to log every line of XML back and forth to the orchestrator log, that's a setting we can turn on. Conversely, if you think things are working pretty well and you want a more parsimonious log, that's also available. And there's a number of different logs generated. So there's the main orchestrator product log. There's also a separate log for the device controller. And then we have sort of a modularity where the device controller may talk to a device directly if it implements a standard protocol like netconf or restconf, or there might be another intermediary, a device driver, that sits perhaps on a Raspberry Pi or a mini PC that's next to the device wherever it is. And each of those layers generates its own log at whatever level of verbosity you want to configure it to log at.
Excellent. So lots of options in terms of like how you receive that information, to what degree you receive it, et cetera.
Yeah, and it's really, I think, just like many, many other software products, that when you're testing something and developing a solution, you might want really granular, really verbose logging information. And then as technology becomes more mature, you want to cut down on the noise. You want to not bother your end users with a lot of technical detail. And so you might even start seeing something more like something has gone wrong, error -13. And then that gets referred back to the network operator who knows what that means. We're certainly, I think the entire quantum networking space is at a level of maturity where people tend to want more information than just something has gone wrong. But that is fully configurable in the Aliro orchestrator.